I wonder if he knows. He definitely has something up his sleeve, but I wonder if he knows that I'm actually immune to this. Spike, shield with chain. It gains the attack, but not enough to save him. Send him to the Shadow Realm. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Rolling Origami. Thank you so much for the support on the last Duel Links video. If you guys are watching my videos for the first time, I'm a casual gamer turned content creator, hoping to make some mobile gaming content that's more relatable to the average gamer. And because you guys seem to really like Duel Links content, I'm back today with a deck profile, and this is EVIL EYE. This was a deck that was always kind of on the fringe in the last meta, decent competitive deck that just wasn't able to become top tier. Now that the new ban list is out, maybe this deck might have a better shot at breaking into the meta. So here we have the deck list. I think most EVIL EYE deck lists are quite similar. First up, for our skill, we're playing Dual Fuel, which allows you to recover 1000 life points, I think twice per turn. So most people playing EVIL EYE either go for Dual Fuel or See You Later, and See You Later returns one of your monsters to your hand, which sometimes can help you restart your combo because two of the EVIL EYE monsters have an on-summon effect, which sometimes can help you get your whole engine going again. I've played with both skills in the past. At the very start, I used to play with See You Later. I didn't find myself using See You Later as many times as I thought I would. Instead, I found the life point gain from Dual Fuel actually being more useful because I tend to be running quite low on life points when playing EVIL EYE because of the keycard Selene, which subtracts your own life points, and generally EVIL EYE plays around you losing life points. So sometimes I find myself when I'm playing with See You Later, my life points actually get a bit too low and my opponent somehow wins with some sort of direct attack. So from then on, I started to use Dual Fuel, and I think it's working much better for me. But of course, feel free to use See You Later if you find that it suits your playstyle a little bit more. Moving into the rest of the deck, we have Medusa, Watcher of the EVIL EYE. This is one of the more important cards. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one EVIL EYE card in your graveyard, except Medusa, Watcher of the EVIL EYE, add it to your hand. It has a quick effect. If this card is equipped with EVIL EYE of Selene, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and banish it. You can only use this effect of Medusa once per turn, and during the next standby phase after this effect was activated, banish one card in your own graveyard. So this effect is pretty useful, especially if your opponent plays a deck that, tends to use monsters from the graveyard. You can banish it. It is also one way to kind of proc the effect of EVIL EYE Selene, giving you the power boost. We'll see that later. And of course, the normal summon, being able to retrieve one EVIL EYE card from your graveyard, sometimes can help you make a loop, especially with, I think, one of the EVIL EYE traps. So that's it for Medusa. Next, we have the second monster, Basilius, Familiar of the EVIL EYE. If you control an EVIL EYE monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Basilius once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can send one EVIL EYE spell or trap card from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Basilius once per turn. So most times you just want to send one of your spells or trap cards to the graveyard, and then you'll be able to retrieve them either with Medusa or its own effect, which some of them tend to have, and we'll see that later on as well. So one of the most important cards in the deck, EVIL EYE of Selene, equipped to an EVIL EYE monster. It cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Each time you activate the equipped monster's effect or you activate another EVIL EYE spell or trap card, the equipped monster gains 500 attack, and if it does, you lose 500 life points. And the most important thing is that this attack gain remains even if this card, the EVIL EYE of Selene, leaves the field. Your monster retains all of the attack it gained from EVIL EYE of Selene earlier. If this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 1000 life points, banish one Evil Eye spell or trap card from your graveyard, except Evil Eye Selene. You can set this card and you can only activate this effect once per turn. So you can send it to the graveyard from your deck using Basilius, but I'll show you later there's a better way to do it. This is one of the key cards that you're looking for, hoping to equip it to probably Medusa, and then you kind of create a monster that, you know, cannot be destroyed by battle, cannot be destroyed by card effects, cannot be targeted by card effects, and it's gaining attack every turn that, you know, you try to proc a Evil Eye effect. So this is one of the most important cards. You definitely have to play at least one, but you can actually get away with playing just one because there are so many ways to search for this card. Next up, we have Evil Eye Domain Pareidolia. I'm just gonna call you Evil Eye Domain. So when this card is activated, it's actually a field spell. You can add one Evil Eye monster from your deck to your hand, which most times you're looking for Medusa, sometimes you might actually be looking for Basilius. Once per turn during damage calculation, if your Evil Eye monster is attacked while Evil Eye of Selene is in your spell and trap zone, you can make the battle damage you take from this battle also inflicted to your opponent. If this card in the field zone is destroyed by a card effect, you can target one Evil Eye monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only activate this effect once per turn. So the main effect of this card is to look for a monster from your deck. The kind of inflicting damage equal to the amount that you're taking is kind of a bonus, and also destroying this card helps you return one of your Evil Eye monsters to your hand. And that is also why we play Storm. But before that, we have Evil Eye of Gorgoneo. Equipped to an Evil Eye monster, you can only activate one Evil Eye of Gorgoneo per turn. This card's name becomes Evil Eye of Selene while in the spell and trap zone. While your life points are lower than your opponent's, the equipped monster gains attack equal to the difference. You can banish this card from your graveyard and discard one Evil Eye card and add one Evil Eye spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except Evil Eye of Gorgoneo. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this was the way that I was saying is a better way of looking for Selene, because if you actually discard Selene with Basilius and pay 1000 life points to set it back onto your field, you can't actually activate it on that turn itself. You need to wait one more turn. However, if you discard Gorgoneo and then from the graveyard remove it from play, discard a card and then look for Selene and add it to your hand. So that's the faster way of getting Selene. You can also look for a field spell to, in the end, effectively search for a monster. And you know, this card also gives you a lot of attack if your life points are really low, which it tends to be when you're playing Evil Eye. It also functions as a Eye of Selene. It doesn't have the same effect as Selene, but it does allow some of your cards that require Selene to be on the field to work, such as Medusa and also the field spell. Next up, we have Storm. A really good card considering sometimes you might want to remove your own Selene because it's taking up too much life points, and because the life point reduction is actually mandatory if you use the effect. Sometimes you might want to remove the Selene so that you can actually proc some effect that might actually win you the game. Using it on the field spell also procs the field spell's effect of being destroyed, and then you can return one monster from your graveyard to your hand. And then because of so many spells and traps you storm it off, and you can most of the time remove your entire opponent's back row. That's why people play Storm in this deck. Next up, we have Treacherous Trap Hole. So very strong card. If you have no trap cards in your graveyard, target two monsters on the field, destroy those targets. So you can effectively destroy two of your opponent's monsters with one card. Of course, the condition is if there's no other traps in your graveyard. However, we're playing two because when we look at Medusa, the last effect is if that original first effect was activated during the standby phase, banish one card in your own graveyard. So you can actually banish the traps from your graveyard so that you can keep using Treacherous Trap Hole, which is devastating. And lastly, we have Evil Eye Defeat. If you control an Evil Eye monster, target one monster on your field, or up to two instead if you have an Evil Eye Selene in your spell and trap zone, return them to the hand. You can only activate this effect once per turn. So most times, You can return up to 2 of your opponent's monsters, which kind of bypasses a lot of monsters that can't be destroyed. You can set up a clear field and then storm off your opponent's back rows so that your Medusa with a Gorgoneo or a Selene that has more than 4000 attack can actually deal lethal in one turn. Alternatively, you can actually return your own monsters, maybe one of your own monster, one of your opponent's monsters, so that you can kind of restart your combo, for example by summoning Medusa again, and then you can actually get back Evil Eye defeat with Medusa's effect. So it's kind of a loop while constantly returning to play one of your opponent's monsters. So that's the deck. It's quite a simple deck. I think most decks play the same cards, just different number of each particular card depending on your own preference. You need at least one Evil Eye Selene, but everything else is more or less any quantity will do. You can even consider playing some of the other cheaper Evil Eye cards if you're missing some of these here. Yep, so the main thing is only just having at least one Selene and the deck works pretty well. And like I said, dual fuel or see you later, up to you. So with that, that's the deck list. That's my deck list at least. Let's go into a few games and see how this deck fares. We're back in silver because I haven't really been playing a lot of rank. I've been trying to make some of the decks before I actually jump back into rank. But just as well because this deck isn't particularly a competitive deck, at least for now. We open up a pretty bad hand, I have to say. I think I will try to set a storm. Sorry, I think I'm trying to set a Gorgoneo and then I'm going to storm this off so that I can activate its effect in the graveyard, removing it from play, discarding one of my Selenes to look for a field spell. And that field spell actually allows me to search for a monster, which is going to be Medusa. And this Medusa can actually return that discarded Selene to my hand, which I don't actually need, but might as well. And then activate this Selene on Medusa. I'll set the other Selene so maybe it may bait some of his back row hate. And end my turn. This guy is playing Red Eyes Fusion, so he's probably gonna summon a Red Eye Slash Dragon. So if I'm allowed to proc my effect, so I remove from play one of his warriors so that he can't actually equip it to his Red Eye Slash Dragon, which allows him to negate one of my effects. He's gonna attack me. I can't be destroyed by battle. I'm gonna activate the field spell effect, which deals the same amount of life point damage to him. I think that should be the end of his turn. And I get a Evil Eye Gorgoneo. He's gonna equip Metal Morph onto his Red Eye Slash Dragon, which doesn't really make much of a difference, I guess. Its attack is already so high. I'm gonna have to banish that. I'm gonna have to banish that Storm, and then I'm gonna banish his Red Eyes in the graveyard in case he does some shenanigans with that. You can see my life points dropping really low. I'm gonna activate the skill Dual Fuel, bump it back to 2600, and then you can see my Selene is at 29. Selene activates again and I'm at 4.4k just with one Selene and one Gorgoneo. And then I'm just gonna swing into his Red Eye Slash Dragon, send it to the graveyard. Because he lost life points, our difference dropped and I lose kind of the attack bonus from Gorgoneo. I can remove from play one of his monsters. I'm not going to do so, you know, hoping that I don't lose too many life points from activating too many Evil Eye effects. It's his turn, he has one face down, he flips it up. Let me read this. If this card is destroyed by battle, send to the graveyard, special summon a red eyes. If you do, equip it and it gains 300 attack. If this guy is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can add a level 1 dragon. So I don't think I need to do anything here, especially if his deck is focused on red eyes. If he attacks into me, he's going to lose straight away from life point damage. He sets a single card. He sets a second card. Is he going to run it down? I don't think so. He's probably going to bait me into something, but I'm not sure if he realizes that I actually am immune to target effects as well as destruction. So I'm going to take the risk of running into his... I'm going to activate my skill once again. Drops the Medusa down to 3900, but it should still be enough. I wonder if he knows... He definitely has something up his sleeve, but I wonder if he knows that I'm actually immune to this. Spike, shield with chain. It gains the attack, but not enough to save him. Send him to the Shadow Realm. So that's one game. You can see the Evil Eye Selene on a monster is so strong because your opponent can't do anything about it. It gains so much attack so quickly just from activating different Evil Eye monsters' effect. You can see even though we drew a kind of dead hand, we could still find a way to look into our pieces and still play our combo and try to go for the win. So let's go for another game. We're going up against a My Valentine. Coin flip. Going second. Which could be better considering that we use Storm to get rid of back row. And Storm is not a quick play. We have to do it on our main phase. They set 3 cards. Oh my god, they're not afraid of straight flush. And they set another monster down. We get a Selene. I'm gonna play the Feel spell. Because we already have one Gorgon, I'm gonna play the Basilius to my hand. I'm actually gonna set Selene and also the Gorgonil so that I can activate Storm and get rid of all his cards. And that's how powerful Storm is. What did he have? A Fiendish Chain, a Wall of D, a Drowning Mirror Force. Well, too bad for him. I'm gonna activate... I'm gonna summon a Medusa. Add a Selene to my hand. And then I'm going to activate Gorgonil. Discard the Basilius. Add the Feel spell. I'm going to activate Selene first so I can gain some of the life points and protection for my Medusa. I can't activate the Feel spell again, I'm sorry. And then let's just see what his face down is. Oh no. Elementsaber. You can negate the activation and destroy it once per turn. Declare an attribute and it becomes that attribute. Okay. So let's see. He doesn't have any Elementsaber in his hand, so he can't actually negate it. I'm gonna proc Duel Feel. Activate this Feel spell, which will proc Selene as well. Gaining more And then I'm gonna special summon Basilius, activate Basilius's effect, send Gorgoneo to the graveyard, activate this Gorgoneo's effect, send the field spell to the graveyard, add a Evil Eye Defeat. Let's do that. And then I'm gonna end my turn. So my intention is to return 2 of his monsters on his next turn. I don't think he's gonna do anything major. Yep, he ends his turn on his end phase. Return his monster to his hand. Selene procs boosting another. Further boosting my Medusa's power. I gain 1000 life points back to 4.3k. Is there any way I can do something? Discard a... Gorgoneo. I can't actually do anything with that. Did I misplay? Never mind, let's just go for this 24. He has something in his hand. Sphere Karibo. I'm not gonna remove it as of yet. Let's see what he does. He sets another card, probably that same card. That 2100 defense card. And then I'm gonna set Evil Eye Defeat to try to set up what I did before. Change it to attack. He can probably stop the... Nope, he can't. Let's just play it safe and slow because we have protection. He sets a field spell which I'm gonna storm off next turn. He's about to end his turn. Evil Eye Defeat again. Return his monster to his hand. I'm not going to do anything else. Let's proc the effect so that I can gain even more attack from Selene. I'm gonna draw a card. We get Medusa. Medusa's effect procs. Element Training. Your opponent cannot target Palace of the Element Lords you control with card effects. Once per turn you can tribute summon. You can send this face-up card from the field to your graveyard, discard your entire hand, and then add Element Lord monsters from your graveyard to your hand equals to the number of cards discarded, but he has none in his graveyard. Is he just stalling? I'm gonna banish the traps. Selene procs. Can we storm now? Let's go. We can activate Paradoila. Actually summon another Medusa. Get the Selene back. Activate Selene onto the same Medusa that we want to protect. And let's go. Does he have anything in his hand? No. Another Medusa swing. That's it. Bye bye my Valentine. So that's 2 and 2. I know it's silver, but a win's a win, right? So that's 2 duels, 2 wins. I think from the duels you can see that it's quite a tricky deck to play, but it is quite a good deck, especially if your opponent's deck doesn't have any outs, especially towards Selene And yeah, while I think it is quite a good deck, I really still doubt that it will be top tier, but it's definitely a cheap and fun deck to try out because you only need one UR, which is Selene, even though I play 2, but playing 1 is more than enough. Most of the times you can see that I don't really use 2 Selenes in all the games. So yeah, if you do try out the deck, let me know how it did for you. If you guys want to see more Duel Links content, make sure to like the video so that I know what you guys want to see. Make sure to drop a subscribe so that you'll be up to date with the content I put out, and it also really helps grow the channel, which I would be immensely grateful for. Other than that, stay tuned, stay safe, bye bye.